Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Wrench Garage. It's your boy Walking Mind Dude. And I wasn't going to make a video today, but I decided to go ahead and do one anyway because I have to work tonight. But I wanted to do something small because I wanted to drive the old Z to work today. And as I think I probably told you before, the expansion tank, well, that bad boy's leaking. And because I have a spare vehicle, I'm going to see if that one will hold some water. I'm going to see if I can detect the leak and maybe fix it so that way I have a spare or a backup or something. Because those things are hard to find and they're pretty expensive. Even a used beat down one on eBay goes for like 80 bucks. It's just a plastic bottle. You can probably make yourself one. But I want to keep this OG as possible. But anyway, yeah, so we got the Z and I'm going to go ahead and just bring it in. And I'm going to swap that tank and see if I can get it to stop leaking. And with whatever little bit of time I got left, I'm hoping I can go ahead and just do some other little things like the doors broke. You know, just the inside latch on the door is broken. Maybe I can go and grab something to fix that. And I kind of want to throw a radio in here because it's really boring driving this thing without a radio. Not boring because you know the performance kind of keeps you in there, but I do want to kind of do something like you know, maybe even change these little speakers out in there. So I might change those, and we'll see what happens after that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that, and you guys sit back, relax, and watch what I do. See you in a bit. Well, guys, my dreams have been dashed here of trading this expansion tank out. Because if you look at that, it's got a big old gaping hole in it. So that's not gonna work. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of see if there's a way to fix the other one. Possibly some sealer or something, maybe some clear sealer. Let it sit a bunch of hours and then see if it plugs it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna go and pull this other one out, and then we'll see what we can do with it. Well, guys, I was about to start doing something, and yeah, that came out of here. It's pretty gross in there. So I'm gonna clean that up, and then I'm just gonna start seeing if I can find out why this bad boy is leaking and why it's so disgusting in here. Alright guys, well, I got some decent news here. I went searching around this little bottle here, and actually there is no real visible leaks. That wet is from me taking that cap off, actually, but it doesn't seem like there's any real visible leaks here. I think the problem may have been from where this hose connects right down in there, which I got blocked off so it doesn't leak the stuff out. What I ended up doing is just putting some vinegar in there because there was a lot of rust and some buildup and some crap in there, and we already know what vinegar does to rust. So I'm gonna go and do that. I'm gonna let it sit. So I probably won't be driving this thing today because I'm gonna have to let it sit for a few days, see if I can't get all of the rust and stuff out of there. And then I'm going to pull the little mechanism on the bottom out so I can clean that up real good with a scrub brush or something, and douse it with WD-40 so the rust doesn't come back. I know the rust isn't gonna come back on the bottle, but that little sensor down there is metal. So I'm going to get all the rust off of it, WD-40 it down, scrub it down, clean it real good. And then it doesn't seem like it's leaking. I'm betting it's actually just coming from the hose. It's still kind of weird though because I can see kind of a trail of like whatever was wet, like right down in here somewhere. And that actually looks like the back of it, but I mean it could have been like spewing up, or it could have been, you know, just because of the buildup and the blockage, it could have leaked from this thing here, or something strange. So basically I'm just going to use a couple of these little clips on all of these little hoses here to make sure it stays nice and tight. But I'm going to let this thing clean itself out real good with this vinegar. So unfortunately I will not be driving it tonight, but I'm still going to go on and keep doing some stuff in here. So I had to put a little bit more coolant in there. You know, I got tons of spare coolant from that goddamn BMW. It's clean, it's good, there's nothing wrong with it. So probably a little watered down, but I didn't have to add much. I did have to add just a touch though. But yeah, so the idea now, I'm going to start taking this door panel off, see if I can fix that latch. Oh, and also, I have this awesome radio right here that's just been kind of just sitting around in the shop. I was going to use it on the Supra, but if it happens to fit in the Z, it's going to get donated to the Z. And then I'll find something else that I want to put in the Supra. Even though this is like a really, really cool like contraption, I'm pretty sure it's a little old school. It's a little old, but it seems to be like at one point that was pretty expensive. But we're just gonna I'm gonna test fit it and see if it actually just kind of fits in here. Actually, no, it ain't gonna fit. It's way too large. It will not fit in there. So that's cool. It does fit in the one for the Supra, I believe. But yeah, I'll find something to do with this. There's, you know, radios radios are pretty cheap. So I'll see if I can find me a radio and find a way to get this thing, get some music in here. So actually, the other car has radios in it. Don't know if they work, but hell, I ain't got nothing else to do, so let's see if they work. Oh, and by the way, I also want to show you this too. I don't have the keys on me. I left them over on the table. Oops. Well, anyway, the little digital dash decided it just wanted to go kaput just now. It'll probably come back on. It works when it like feels like it. So like I'm also gonna try to change that that little computer down up under here, up under the dash. Take that out, and I'm gonna swap it with the junkyard computer that I find, see if that helps. And yeah, but first things first, I'm gonna take this door panel off, and see what we got. So I probably won't time lapse it. I'm just gonna show you where I'm at when I'm done. So I'll see you a bit. All right, guys. So yeah, I ended up taking the door panel apart here, and I went over to the old crap car there, and I went ahead and I grabbed these things right here. Yeah, so here's what they're supposed to look like with the two tabs. Mine had one of the tab had broken off, so I just went ahead and stole the whole thing. It's the exact same thing. Go ahead and just throw it in there, and then that should fix my little latch problem. Hopefully it doesn't break again. I'll probably WD-40 it up just to make sure everything moves smoothly and I don't have any friction or anything. Make sure it lasts a little bit longer. So yeah, quick fix, wasn't bad. Took about all of 10 minutes. I kind of screwed around a little bit, but yeah, there it is. So I'm gonna throw this back in, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get around to I'm gonna go ahead and pull that little brain box out of here for the digital dash. So yeah, so I'll see you in a bit. Yeah, it's kind of amazing what you can do with just a damn screwdriver and some WD-40. So yeah, basically it's everything in there is Phillips head. I just use that to kind of pry some stuff off, and then once that's on, to take this off, you just undo that screw right there, and you go ahead and you attach your little points here. I put a little WD-40 here to allow it to slide a little bit more, and a couple of little mechanisms around here. I went ahead and put some WD-40 on those, and look, awesome. Got a good working latch now. So yeah, I'm gonna put this thing back together, and we'll be back. Alright guys, so now I'm gonna get up under here. You can see up under there. I'm gonna take this panel out, and then I'm gonna trade the little computer that's just acting stupid with this one that I got from the junkyard. Let's see if it works. Got it for 30 bucks. I know these are normally, you can rebuild them, and you can get rebuilt ones for like 300 bucks. But I also know some tricks that will possibly, if it doesn't work, I can probably repair one, or repair them both, and like, you know, keep one as a spare or sell it, or I don't know. I don't really know yet. But fact of the matter is, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and just I'm just gonna go ahead and swap this and see what it does. So yeah, give me a second. All right guys, so I got this swapped out. I went ahead and marked it OG because that's the original. And so I'm gonna hook the battery up. Alright, so I got a key, and we're gonna see what it does. Let's see if it lights up or anything. So unfortunately this one isn't lighting up either. Well, let's see if it, whoa, man, keep it out, take it out of gear. Well, unfortunately, okay, it's pretty much doing this. Okay, well, all right, it's lit up. And seems to be okay. And something's telling me more or less I just got a loose connection somewhere or something. Because after I toyed with, yeah, when you mess with it a little bit, might have a loose connection somewhere. So looks like that's where I'm gonna go with this thing. Cut this off. But it does light up. It is working. But you know, that gas gauge, it didn't work with either one of them. So, you know what I'm thinking? Number one, the solder points are bad on both of these, which is a common problem. So I'll probably just do the solder points on the OG one. Leave this one in here until it starts to act a little stupid again, and then I'll go ahead and do the solder points on that. But yeah, it looks like there's going to be some minor surgery involved with this, but this one does work, and it's not flipping and flopping or nothing. So, you know, we'll see what we can come up with on this. And as far as the gauge for the gas is concerned, I think that has to do with the sender. You know, I did mess with it back there, so I think that the sender might need to come out and either be cleaned or something. But that's a project for a whole nother time. But for now, I'm just gonna do that, and I'm gonna see if I can find a wiring diagram for this massive crap that I got going on here, because I wanted to put a radio in there. So, or hell, you know, Best Buy will install a radio for you, like $100. That might be the way. But we're gonna see what we can do first, and you know, I'll get back with you later. Alright guys, so just to show you, I went ahead and took a few little pieces and parts off the old dumpster fire down there, and basically this car gave me some goodies. So yeah, I found this bizzle and this climate control off of a junkyard car a while back. As you can see, there's no center bar on this one, but there's one on this one. So the other one had actually broken off, and this one looks like it's in a little bit better shape, so I think this one is going to be the one that goes back in the car. Like I said before, this radio right here, it's just too big, it won't fit. This one here, it's a tape deck style, and you know what, they're kind of obsolete. That's not going in there. I did find this one in the white car. It's a nice little Alpine. It looks like it's okay. I don't know if it's gotten wet or whatever, but it's a CD player, and those are kind of obsolete now, and I don't see anything on it that says Bluetooth or anything like that, so that probably won't go in there either. It had this little device in here which allows you to use any new style radio with the old school steering with the steering buttons, where you can control the radio and stuff on the steering wheel. So I don't know if this works, because I don't know, it's rattling and stuff. So I don't know if that's even you know, I don't know if that even works. So if it does, that'll be cool. If not, then I'm not too worried about it. Hey, check this out, brand new receiver assembly den. So it's from Nissan, so that's cool. I found this inside the white car, so apparently somebody was planning on doing this at one point. And hopefully, and so you know, what I'll do is I'm going to put all the best pieces together, and then I'm going to take this old one out of here. And as you can see, there's a difference between the type of climate control this is and then this climate control. That one actually looks better. It does have its own set of little issues. I'd rather open this up and fix that than go revert back even older. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff to think about and what I'm gonna do. So I'm not gonna do this today, I'm running out of time. So I'm not really gonna sign off either. But basically I'm just gonna say see you later for now. I'll probably get back to this on the weekend, and then yeah, then that guy, this guy over here, this guy right here is gonna get all cleaned up and broken down, get all the gaskets done on that, and then I'm gonna go pick up the type of power adder he actually wants to use. I hope I'm in focus right now, I can't really tell. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and just stop it for now, and then I'll see you guys in probably about a couple days. Alright guys, so it's a couple of days later, maybe close to a week later, I don't know. But what I ended up doing is I put the coolant reservoir back in, cleaned it out with some vinegar. Yeah, I kind of reuse my vinegar, you know, just until it gets real nasty, and then I throw it out. It tends to keep working. But anyway, I went ahead and cleaned that out real good. I didn't really spot any leaks in here. I think the leak is coming from something else, but I didn't show you down there. But down in there, ended up putting one of these little clips right here on the hose. Hopefully that'll, I'm thinking that's probably where the leak came from, was just at the hose. I didn't put a clamp on there before. Didn't seem to need one, but I did it this time. Then I put a little zip tie on there and keep it out of the way of the moving parts of the motor. But yeah, so far I think the move now is to I'm gonna go ahead and fill it up, and then I guess over time I guess I'll see if it runs. Just kind of put this to the little max point there. And yes, I'm reusing the coolant that came out of BMW. It's the green stuff. Might be a little bit of blue in there, but I don't think that's gonna matter too much. But yeah, as you can see, it's a green level. The bottle's slightly clean. Yeah, I didn't really expect it to be, you know, really clean on a 30-year-old bottle. But I let the vinegar sit in there over a couple of days. I used a little bit of the baking soda and water treatment for maybe about 5-15 minutes, and then threw just a touch of WD-40 on top of that little metal part in there that tends to get a little rusty. And then on top of that, I'm using coolant which has rust inhibitors on it, so maybe it should work. I don't think it's going to be a bad thing. So yeah, basically everything's all topped off now, and you know, throw a cap on this thing and it should work. Next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to finish removing this dash. I'm going to tear some stuff down on it, get some of this stuff cleaned up. But my mom's calling, so hold on. All right, guys. So I ended up taking the rest of the assembly out, and what you got inside is pretty much a massive amount of wires. This one appears to be just either, I don't know if that's cut off or if it broke off, but I don't know. But the reason why some of this stuff kind of concerns me is because on the panel here, this little display, it works, but you can't really see it unless I put a flashlight directly on it. It's not on, so you can't see anything now. But if I put a flashlight directly on it, I can kind of see, you know, my ambient temperatures, my set temperature, and what mode I'm working with on this screen here. Now the clock tends to work pretty good, and I don't know if this light works or anything. It might be, so I'm gonna have to do some testing on this. And once I figure it out, I'll go ahead and do a small tutorial on it. But I think there's supposed to be some backlighting in here that helps this display. I know it's a digital display, but this is kind of old. I don't know if there's any new tech that would not require some sort of little bulb or backlight or something. Maybe I can stick a LED in there or something. But I'm going to go ahead and break this down. Now, I was also taking a closer look at this radio, and there's rust under it, and I don't think this is gonna work. This radio is just, it's beat. But I found one on Amazon, and I'm gonna go ahead and place the order for that tonight, so it should be here possibly by Monday, I suppose. And I found one with Bluetooth and auxiliary cable port for right around 70 bucks. So I'm going to go ahead and order that. I'm not looking for anything too expensive. I just kind of want to hear my music and use my phone and just so when I'm cruising around in this thing, because I'm getting to the point where it's possibly that this Z is going to be a daily, and then the Jeep is going to get a build also. But you know, everything's for sale. We'll see. But also with this cover here, this thing is really beat down, and I have a better one that I'm gonna steal off of the dumpster fire. So I'm gonna use that, and you know, I could also revert back to this old school style, but I really like this one more than this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and steal this back plate off there. It's still broken down at the bottom. It's supposed to be like something going along right here, but it's much better than that. That. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use this one instead. And also, there's a new one in a package right here, which I think, but this one's metal. So I don't know. I'm gonna take all this stuff apart, and I'm gonna do a bunch of assessments here, and then I'm gonna find out what's gonna be the best possible option. I think this might be it, because I think this backing is pretty much the same as this one. It's just metal. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna get into it. I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so I ended up breaking down the climate control, and look at that, right down in there. Right down in there. Got these two little bulbs. I peeled the sleeves off. I just put them back on for now. But I peeled the little green sleeves off, and yeah, these bulbs are actually busted. They're all burnt out. So maybe I can find some of these, or maybe order some. I don't know what size those are, but yeah, I'm gonna do some searches online, see if I can find a couple of these, or maybe substitute all of these, because there's two more here. I can substitute all of those with the LED, and then probably put an interesting color in there, maybe some like red or something. I don't know. Since the car is red, you can do that red, or stick with the green on the inside, just like the factory, or just try to keep it as factory as possible, which probably is the option, but we're gonna see, depending on what I find. But yeah, so I'm glad I got that mystery solved, because now I'll be able to see the actual climate display the way it's supposed to be seen. I'm gonna go ahead and open up this little assembly here, just to see what I got, and I'll order the stuff, and then when it gets here, I'll go ahead and put this stuff back together. I'll clean up the wiring inside. I'll probably do the wire cleanup now, just so I know where everything is and what everything is. And yeah, when it goes all back together, it'll go back neat, clean, and everything working and being able to be seen, which would be awesome. And by the way, there's this little wiring harness that goes over the the top of this thing. And apparently that helps also with some of the lighting. So if I can find the right size bulbs they're slightly different. But if I can find the right size bulbs for these two, I'll go ahead and swap those out, because eventually those are gonna probably go dead too. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna stop this here for now. And then on the next time, I'm going to do a few other things. So I don't know if I'm going to end this here, but I'll probably get back to it. It's kind of a boring video. I apologize for it being kind of a boring video this time, but yeah, we'll get to some good stuff. See you in a bit.